second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Stroll. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates a good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep mocking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar, Stroll. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates a good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep mocking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready for lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... at 220 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates a good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep mocking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Roger, Control, 3 hours. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left, we're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're ready to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
Yeah. Do not get the MRBC. Everybody's joining our channel.
User disconnected.
Yeah,
from
let me
your
look at
channel.
week 6 roster and see what I got.
You're not streaming now, are you, System? Because we're planning. Alright. Alright, that sounds good. Thank you.
User was moved out. User left your channel. Disconnected.
5 at 220 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates a good eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep mocking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Roger, Control, 3 hours. Starting salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target Gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left, we're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're ready to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. Now tracking multiple targets inbound.
Got him on radar control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
Pay attention to the paper doll. Make sure you guys are shooting the correct legs. Be careful of the collisions. I don't want to hear complaints about it. Work around it. Let's play this game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. If anybody's running short, is going to stay towards the top of the caldera if we're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us, right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill out, man. It's fine, it's just a 5-starter.
Leute, redet miteinander. 15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't die.
Guys,
15 seconds, don't die.
guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow.
Okay, go to the see if you can get a dire. To your left, there's a. Acceleration.
So, jetzt gleich hinter die Indie-Pocken,
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border. On my mark.
Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on the barrel. Wire are strikes up.
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Hit the Griffin.
Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie. Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Jetzt in die Breite, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurz Aufschaltung Delta 4-3 Stück, 2 Mediums einleiten, wie ich das richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line. C4 Tactical Hill, boys. Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, hab 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right. Charlie on the left. Charlie, a Hellbringer on the left. Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out. Check yourselves. Make sure you've got, UAV cool shot. Here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Deco. Tez on.
Go.
Whoa, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin. Well, you cross it then. Get in their face. They got a highlighter. They just pushed up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta. Yep, that's the noise. Go. Let's finish this. Full pressure, guys. Full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3. Get the fucking arm, Jackson.
Jackson, cool shot.
Golf. I got him.
Okay, go, B3, go. Echo, go.
Get over on their medium, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow. God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill. I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.
Telemetry indicates input eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is the query. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting. Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left, we're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're able to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
You've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
Alright.
0 meters altitude. Telemetry indicates input eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We shall lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left, we're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
We've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... meters altitude. Telemetry indicates input eject.
Roger that, Control. We'll keep them off you.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting.
Roger, Control.
Omega, this is Control. We shall lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is Forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is Forward 1. You're running out of time. Target gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left, we're getting cargo secured. As soon as we're ready to lift, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets inbound.
We've got them on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're...
User entered your channel. User left your channel.
Okay guys, that's our last match of the season. Let's make this one count.
Wenn sie zu mir kommen, mich überraschen, ziehe ich sie zu euch und fertig.
Alles klar.
Joined your channel.
Alright, so medium's Gamma, light's Theta, heavy's Kappa. Roger.
Would there be any way to change?
Alright, here we go. Bravo Lance, Theta is yours. W key. Roger.
Alright, can't see anything. Stacking up in Theta.
I keep getting sense to make.
Can you see them?
Yeah, they got heavies up here as well. Kill anything that moves.
Lights, just give us some scouting. That's probably the best thing for you guys.
Roger, moving to E4.
Here they come.
No.
What do you see? 100 and Delta 4 on. Alright guys, comms, got it.
Yep, prepare to fight, call target.
Pushing in, guys.
Here we go.
That big mix has moved up. Copy that, okay.
Wait for them to come to us.
Roll into them.
I'm rolling.
Rolling.
There's Max D3 coming from our right, guys. Yep, we got this. I want to call something, and I want to see it dead in seconds. Make it happen.
Okay, auf 3. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Guys, we need to get on top of her here quick.
Tam kroki, kiedyś na górę.
Keep going, let's go. Go. Everybody in.
Got him.
Nice.
Crouch down. Time to make a move, guys. Go now.
Bravo's leg.
Nice.
Holy shit. Yep, get out of there right now.
Take care of that Black Knight. Take him to pieces.
So kill him out.
Push forward, guys. Push forward. Nice fucking job.
Just run. Stay alive and run.
Nice job, everyone. Well fucking played. That is how it is done. Fuck yeah, man. Well done.
I can forgive you for shooting me in the back.
Alright, keep your eyes active, guys. Don't have scouts on this one, so we're gonna have to all scout.
I'll be there soon too. We've got mechs on the way. You guys got this.
Sounds like a fucking ambulance 911 call.
We are headed into drop 2. 2 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavies, 0 assaults on skirmish. Let's take a look.
We need to spread out a bit. We need to see where from they're coming, and then we will.
Alright, boys. Manly men. We're gonna take some fire. We're gonna put fire out. Just make sure you trade well.
Yeah.
So, stopp. Ändert Bewegungsrichtung. Drehen. Schon zu weit.
Yeah, we need to go it now.
Yes.
Keep it up, hold your ground. They have a lot of guys beat up CTs.
The light is peeking at us, record 4.
Yep, you got one right here.
We're doing alright, guys. We're up by 2. Stay cagey. 3 remaining. We got this one.
Alright, guys, let's do this.
Oh my fucking lord.
Foxtrot is crit CT.
Alright, lights going behind him.
Hey, Charlie, come on, guys, finish him.
Side doors open. Prepare for rapid speed.
Don't go, Charlie. Tir d'opportunité sur le couverture par l'ultra là.
Oh, and he got the kill.
And with a second shot, takes down Ethan with himself.
Derrière, bravo.
Dans les jambes toujours.
Like, go back.
Don't panic, just do it.
Yes!
It was a great match, back and forth, all sorts of stuff going on, incredible shots, things we've never seen before, and things you don't get to see.
Good job, man. Yeah.
Telemetry indicates this footage yet. Roger that, Control. We'll keep walking.
This is McQuarrie. We're on him. Lead the way, sir. It's a pleasure to fight with you at last.
Omega lead, ejecting. Roger, Control. Omega, this is Control. We should lift off of the second dropship. Orders?
This is forward 3. The gantries are retracting at Gamma launch site. They're at full power and counting down to lift. Salvage operation. This is forward 1. You're running out of time. Target gamma is nearly powered up.
Take out the APU gantries as soon as possible. If the dropship gets powered up, it'll bring its main guns online. Omega left. We're getting cargo secure. As soon as we're able to live, we need to get on board as quickly as possible. We're now tracking multiple targets.
We've got him on radar, Control. Moving to intercept.
Oh no! We're... Alright.
And I'm back, sorry.
Sorry about that. Yep, ready to go.
Hello everybody, this is System Belmont with Odensteed doing the Clan Widowmaker versus Sloppy 40 Seconds match in Div C. Divs drops, no, not drop 6, week 6. So far I got one team and I'm just waiting for the other team right now. Send them another lobby invite. I will probably be hot micing it all night because I couldn't get my OBS to give me push to talk, but I will hopefully make do and have a quiet household for once.
Sure they'll find you. Kid has always been the highlight of your streams, so.
That he is a shyster. I'd like to remind you that we don't have a vape sponsor this stream, but we do have Miller High Life as the sweet sponsor, the champagne of beers. Awesome, now we have both teams in.
And that's interesting. We were talking about this before the stream had started, but those Blackstone Knights players are actually here. So we have Flynn from Blackstone Knights, and we have Binary, who used to be Storm Panda. There's some real talent on this Sloppy 40 Seconds team. I'm shocked they're not playing for the Div A team.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I mean, they obviously have a lot of good talent on the team already, and we're able to let some talent move down and help the Div C team try to push up. Now we got drop 1 and Verdium Bog on domination. Although it would have been nice if PGI would have waited to drop that new patch, because I believe that the Grimplexus, well, no, its domination is moved, so that's fine, since they moved that location.
Wouldn't be the first MRB season to be interfered with by PGI.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they had changed it and where MRBC was playing that map in domination, it'd be a good thing, because it is one of the more lopsided domination circles.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough one. Also, stick
Your
around.
channel was edited.
After drop 3, we'll do a 24-hour premium time giveaway, and then after the interviews, we'll do a 500 MC giveaway for whoever's here in the chat.
I heard MRBC was almost out of codes. It's nice to see there's still a few giveaways left, especially because this match is kind of important to Div C.
Yeah.
With the standings, if Widowmaker wants to win, they need a good showing here.
That is correct. Yeah, they have 2 matches left.
A little hard to tell with the withdrawed teams, but I think this might actually be their last. With Sloppy 40 Seconds, with 2 matches left.
That was what it was, yeah. But yeah, Clan Widowmaker could. It's a solid drop move easily into first. I mean, they've been around here before too. They've been in Div D a lot of times. So they got first last year. So they easily have a good solid showing in the MRBC moving up. Also tonight is D5 versus, who's D5 fighting?
Smokeouters.
That's right, and 228 versus Eisen, which will be streamed on MRBC 1 in an hour's time, because they had to push it back a half an hour apparently.
Hopefully that'll be a good one. I always root for Eisen, even when I'm classing them out.
Well, yeah, they've had a good fun season in Div A so far. I mean, doing well for a Div B team moving up, so...
Yeah, they're currently in third. I don't think anybody really put them that high in the predictions to begin with, so I'm happy for them.
Yeah, well, that's definitely tough. So, I mean, how many of the good players are taken, and finding, you know, a diamond in the rough is pretty tough to do. Even with the pickups that they got, they're good players, but...
So these teams are confirming their lances are set, so hopefully we'll be going to drop one soon. Do you have a map strike link ready?
I will send it to you as soon as I press launch.
By the way, I know it's a small detail. You have my avatar as a JGX logo, and for various reasons, I don't think they'd want me associating with them.
I will change that too. I did forget about that. Send me something in the link.
Yeah, hang on.
It is not the correct one.
And we're dropping. We can deal with that later.
There we go. What the? Have you lost me?
No, I still have you in TeamSpeak.
I am gone. I have been disconnected.
Oh boy.
That is depressing.
We can radio cast this one if you want. I don't really know how you want to play this because I am still in the match and these teams are going.
Are they? Well, you might as well run it, I guess. I don't think there's any way to get back into a lobby drop.
That is unfortunate. So, we have two fairly standard brawl teams with Widowmakers bringing Dupe Bushwhackers, an Arctic Cheetah, Shadowhawk 2D2, a Wolfhound 1A, a Griffin 3M, and Urban Mech, and a Mislinks. 42 have brought a Wolfhound, Dupe Bushwhackers, an Arctic Cheetah, an Urban Mech, a Mislinks, a Phoenix Hawk, and an Assassin. So, no interesting choices there. Widowmakers has moved up onto the high ground, and 42 is slowly moving up to the opposite hill.
What kind of weapons do they bring to the table?
So from Widowmakers, we're seeing a lot of LBX come out, and there's a push. Widowmakers has two lights caught out to the side, and Widowmakers pushing with 3 of their lights. 42 have 2 lights caught out, sorry. And they back off, both teams retreating to their main body on either hill. So far, not a lot of damage gone out. There's a lot of LBX trading, but everything's kind of in the 90% range.
Are they alpha beta side? Oh, that's never mind. Are they close to the wall or?
So both teams are on an opposite hill. On the north side is 42, and on the south side is Widowmakers. Each are trading across with sort of chip damage, but nothing really going out. Neither team really seems to want to move. Alright, Widowmakers is finally pushing forward. They're a little strung out and trying to catch the back of 42's tail, where they have a couple of lights just sitting out closer to their beta generator. This could be really bad for them. 42 seems to be in the stronger position now. They're better clumped, but we'll see. Flynn Hasek down to 50%. El Mucho down. Flynn down. So one on each side is down. Both Bushwhackers. Radic
doing well,
taking the brunt of the force in the Shadowhawk.
So.
While 42 is not Oh,
I don't
42.
think,
Wow, that's a
anybody
quick
really
drop
put
down
them
with
that
Grayson
high in the
Collins
predictions
dropping
to begin
48%
with,
and
so
down with another bushwhacker
happy for
gone.
Yeah, well, it's definitely tough.
Percentages are in favor of 42 right now, with Widowmakers down 3 mechs now, losing another urban mech. And Radic goes down in the Shadowhawk 2D2. This looks like it's going to go 42's way. Widowmakers just don't seem to have the focus fire right now. Another one down on Widowmakers. Thunder Giant. Oh, and a self-destruction from 42, losing an assassin. It's currently 4v3. Another one down, it's now 3v3, it's evened out. 42, only with a Cheetah, a Mislix, and a Phoenix Hawk. Another one down for Widowmakers, leaving them with just an Arctic Cheetah and a Wolfhound. Percentages, neither here nor there, and Widowmakers loses their Wolfhound, leaving Tinnitus in a 1v3. And it's over.
Well, I wish I could have watched that and helped, but so much
Thanks,
for that.
BGI. Sorry about the radio cast, boys.
That is depressing. Okay, so what was the score on that one?
So, 3 mechs left alive on 42 side, 8 mechs dead for Widowmakers. Oof. So Widowmakers Irby, not actually one of the first to drop down, but with only 50 damage. It's a rough match for that player. Otherwise, the numbers are fairly even, with everyone doing at least 150 damage from Widowmakers, and the same for 42. Grayson Collins from 42 side being the standout player with 438 damage in his Bushwhacker X2, which is surprising given I'm pretty certain the Bushwhackers went down pretty early in that fight.
Who's got the lead now?
We'll see. I'm just getting back to lobby now.
It's so depressing.
It's one thing the radio cast because you forgot the overlay, but it's another entirely to get PGI'd.
It's because I brought the beer sponsor in. I'm
You
sorry.
have the lead still.
How the hell do I have the lead?
Is there any way for you to rejoin the lobby now the match is over?
I have no idea. Because I can't join on anybody, quick plays, nothing. I can re-invite everybody.
Alright, I'll tell them that we need to reform the lobby.
What a mess.
Alright, I've told them to reform, so hopefully they'll be leaving in a sec.
Lights caught out to the side, and Widowmaker's pushing with 3 of their lights.
I can't tell if I invited the right guy to the right lobby. Now, just waiting on the teams again, obviously, since that was a...
Never a dull moment when it's a PGO game, huh?
Yeah, Mastiff Cluster F as I gotta wait for everyone to come back into lobby. I can't remember who I invited in first, because I need them to be in the right spot. Well, I guess while we wait, we should look at the map strat. You can tell, ladies and gentlemen, what exactly happened, since I have no idea.
Alright, give me a sec to bring that up. So, it was a fairly standard drop as far as Viridian Bog drop 1 goes. Team 2 mainly came up to D5. They were a little slower to get there than you usually see, but they ended up there for most of the match. Meanwhile, Widowmakers moved up to E5, and for the first, minute or two, they were trading across there with their LBXs and that sort of thing. Now, there was a moment where it looked like a separate light fight was going to occur, as 42 had 2 of their lights down in this E6 region. Once Widowmakers noticed it, they sent 3 of their lights down to engage, but 42 pulled back to the main body. Eventually, Widowmakers decided to push, and they got strung out, coming out all the way around here, I think trying to catch the lights that were still getting back to the main body, just kind of hanging out. And they had this really drawn out line. And this is where the main brawl happened. After that, fairly static. There wasn't really any major... nothing really got picked out, nothing... split from the group, and they brawled. There wasn't a lot of focus fire from either team for the initial engagement, but it seemed like 42 managed to rein that in pretty quick. And yeah, that is the match. Fairly standard drop 1. Well, shame we didn't get to see anything, mind you, but I was hoping we'd see that separate light fight, but probably good. Something interesting didn't happen while we were radio casting it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they put up the video, someone can catch up and see what happened later on. But thankfully we got both teams in here now. As Clan Widowmaker is down 2 guys, I assume they're just trying to switch roster up, so... Yeah, because right now we got Sloppy 40 seconds at 350 rep to Clan Widowmaker's 175. And I need to change that to drop 2. Because drop Deuces, Mining Collective. Conquest, even though it doesn't say it. 2, 4, and 2. So it'll be interesting to see, because I'll assume they'll see a lot of onions in this match. No need for the heat neutral night gyres. So
please, no onions. I've seen them used so poorly in every match I've casted so far. I just don't think these teams know how to use them. I'd be happy to be proven wrong to see a team that will finally use them effectively, but
you're not watching D4 matches then, because we know how to onion, baby. Although I'm not.
I think they would be much better off with the Nitros, regardless of that heat quirk. They have a lot more utility. They put a lot of damage, but they've got the range as well. And with this map being so vertical, they can do things the onions just can't. If one team brings onions and one team brings night gears, the one with the night gears is going to win this.
Well, that's the thing. I'm an old onion pilot. I play the old. I don't play the 2Cs. I only have one, and I don't like it, so I never got any of the others. But I played the old ones for like a year.
I think technically an onion was the first mech I paid real money for. I bought the Protector and hated it so much I sold it. I was not impressed then, and I'm still not impressed with them now.
I liked it because I had it right before clans came in, and then after that it was tough because like a Timberwolf could waste you. I mean, Timberwolves also wasted a lot of mechs, but I also played it a lot differently. I was playing it too heat management efficiently. Although that's basically how I do it as every mech, so.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my DACA meta, so I'll be waiting forever.
DACA meta one day.
Yeah, hashtag DACA meta, BGI, come on.
Though I do have to admit, I think it's underrated. I think a lot of teams are going hard brawl, and they'd be better off with like a proper Dakar deck, like since skill tree and the lack of speed tweak and everything, it takes much longer to get in range. Like it might not seem it, but if you watch the pushes that are happening these days compared to what they were happening at the start of last season, it is so much longer, and I think people could be using that time to put a lot of damage down where the enemy team just can't fire back. But we're not seeing it happen very much. Goons used it effectively in their last match, but it was still pretty sloppy. Like we're still not seeing down in this E6 the proper Dakar decks I think we should. Well, once Widowmakers noticed it, they sent 3 of their lights down to engage, but 42 pulled back to the main body. Eventually, Widowmakers.
So these guys ready up here soon.
They got strung out, coming up all the way around here. Well, I think 42 will get ready pretty quickly. They have all their people in the lobby, and they haven't been moving lances. But Widowmakers is still waiting for one more.
I'll probably have another issue coming up here soon. My mother-in-law is coming with stuff I gotta bring in, of course. Has to happen on the day I do stuff for once.
Always the case.
I'll force her into waiting. Although, I mean, as long as these guys aren't taking their 50 minutes between each match, we should be okay. As the one match I streamed with Ash, the Goon versus, I can't remember who it was. It was quick. It was just super quick, whereas the 228 versus whomever just took forever.
Anyone.
There's a lot of planning and Braveheart speeches.
Well, fortunately, this is not Div A nor 228, so I think we'll have a reasonable time, if not goon quick. First time I cast it, not only was it Mother's Day, so I had people coming around. They decided to come early, and they decided to delay their match. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
Trying to explain to my grandmother why I'm sitting here casting a match instead of... Alright, Widowmakers has their 8th in. They haven't locked Lancers, but hopefully they do soon.
I mean, do you think we're going to see anything different on Mining Collective than what you're used to, or you expect a good old brawl?
Not from these teams, yeah. This is going to be brawl. 42.
I don't know if there's enough of these guys to know if they have any long-range personnel on staff, but...
Well, if they play anything like their A team, they'll be brawl heavy. 42 likes to talk about unique strats, but generally they just push. Though, I will admit, I don't know if you've seen it, but Bandit streamed the last 42 match, and they decided to try kite a lot of the matches, which is interesting, though not particularly effective.
Oh. I mean,
but I do not think we'll see that from this team.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good positions on this map, but it's still, you gotta be proficient with those positions and just take charge, so. And we do have Team 1 locks, Clan Widowmaker. We'll see if 42 moves around.
Do you know much about Widowmaker at all? I'm not familiar with the team.
Not too much. I know Lil Ferret has won stuff from the giveaway before, but... Or he was supposed to? I see them around a lot. I know, or is that Clan? I know, there's another one. I'm thinking the wrong one, that's my issue. The other Clan Galaxy thingamajigger. That's where Spooky was for a while.
Ah, okay.
But there's so many. Alright, we got both teams set.
Their lances are mirrored, so I think we'll see them clash at the E4, E5 ramps here.
Hope for no disconnect. Say a little prayer.
You get disconnected again, I am going to flip the table.
I mean, you'll be running it after that. Never had that happen before. Never seen it happen before. Well, with me anyways.
Yeah.
And that's when the depression sets in. Hooray, I'm here.
Thank God.
Alright, so tell me what the answers got on deck.
Just waiting for it to load in, but... Alright, so we have Flynn in the Orion 2CA. Unfortunately, used better mixed people. Both teams with double Orion. Well, we know what's going to happen here. Two brawls clashing on those ramps. No question about it now. But from 42 in particular, we have an Arctic Cheetah, Hunchback 2CA, a Bushwhacker X2, Javelin, Nova, Assassin, and the two Orions.
Yeah, no, it's good to see. I mean, Widowmaker's brought the Stormcrow, Shadowhawk 2D2, Nova, and the Cheetah and the Assassin. Other than their mislinks and two brawling Orions.
Stormcrow is kind of anachronistic. What has he got on it? 9 small pulse. I think he missed a nerf somewhere. Because small pulse are garbage right now. Thanks, Chris.
Well, which sucks too, because I was told hitboxes for SRMs are this shite right now. Although we got 42 waiting to jump onto Theta right off the bat. Taking the early cap lead with center.
Widowmakers are roping around.
Answers all over Theta. Although Bowtiger might be in trouble here, getting caught.
This is a weird position, honestly, because it doesn't give Widowmakers the caps, and it's not a great place to fight from. Those ramps often split teams. There's certain mechs have jump jets and others don't, and it's a long walk around.
Yeah, because they have what? Assassin, Arctic Cheetah, Nova, and that's it for mislinks with jump jets if they got them equipped. Although Catamoon was caught up there for a little bit because he's behind cover now.
Widowmaker's slowly moving forward here. I think we're only moments away from the brawl. Question is, will 42 let them walk up the ramp first or meet them head on here?
Well, Ezekiel pushing in hard, and that's a dangerous position with the team a little bit behind him. Good strike,
though.
Oh,
God. So 42 has their backs right now with the Bushwhacker and Assassin sitting just on that
yeah, Grayson
sitting just inside. Yeah, this is rough. Percentages aren't great for 42 though, but
yeah, Widowmaker down 2. I don't know where Twittermonger is, but he is on the Nova in bad shape.
Oh, and Widowmakers are split down with much of their team falling off the side. That's rough. That Stormcrow is by himself.
Yeah, Titanus is about to be legged here.
42 is not putting on the damage very fast though. That Stormcrow should have gone down much quicker. But he's just sitting there, legged. Why are they letting him live? I don't know.
Although Widowmaker bringing it back down to 4-3, so I don't know what they did. They came around obviously and put the hammer down, tying it up. I think Widowmaker has the advantage right now. They still got 3 solid, strong mechs. They stick together.
Yeah, I think you're right. Especially because a lot of these 42 mechs are open and there's just a lot of machine guns from Widowmakers with the mislinks on the field. That I would describe as a throw. 42 seemed to be in the stronger position for most of that, but just couldn't focus down mechs fast enough.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough one. They were down 8-6 and just lost it. Potato holding on for dear life here.
Did Little Ferret shut down? Wow.
I believe he did, yeah. Faking the shutdown.
And there we go. Wow,
I did not see that
for
coming.
most of that, yeah, that. I'd honestly like to know what was going on there from a pilot perspective, because it just seemed like the damage stopped, even though they were in such a great position to put a lot of it down quickly. From 42, we have an Orion doing 56 damage. That's less than 1 alpha for an Orion. Otherwise, the number's pretty good. The Nova doing 608 is a great match for the Nova, but otherwise, I don't know. I don't get it. Were they spreading too much? Were they...
Yeah, I don't know. They just had to have too many guys not hitting the right marks. And my family's here, so it's gonna get loud.
It's the best part anyway. Make sure your son does some sick kicks.
What? Oh, I'm getting flack. Oh, Clan Widowmaker bringing up the 525 rep to 550, almost tying it up. I will quickly drop it into the map strat if you want to run the guys through it, and I try to hustle this stuff in super quick.
Alright, so Lancers were pretty standard, with Bravo for both teams containing the bulk of their mechs, with 2 on each side. Quickly, this just turned into Widowmaker coming down the Echo line and then deciding to go doing this long loop around that I was really skeptical of. Meanwhile, 42 moving up to Theta. They tried to make a pick in E4 as the tail end of those mechs pulled out to the Fox line, but didn't get anything. They then moved up on Theta in mass and waited. Widowmakers finally pushed in. Meanwhile, 42 had mechs on both sides of this. So when Widowmakers pushed up, the mechs on the left-hand side had their backs. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they did much with this opportunity. It looked like a bunch of mechs were going to drop really fast, but they just didn't have the focus. And then kind of devolved into a brawl. Midway through, we had Widowmakers dropping mechs off this side, and this looked really dangerous to me, as they still had a Stormcrow up top in Delta 5. But 42 just could not drop this mech fast enough. The numbers quickly came back to Widowmaker's favor. Again, this is a brawl. There isn't much to say. This isn't... there's no grand positioning here. While there was some capping with 1 light from each team off for a little bit, they quickly came back. This is just one team clumped as a ball, hitting the other team clumped as a ball. These are my least favorite drops, as I'm sure you guys are aware now. But that's what we've got. I really hope we're not going to see Brawl all night. I really want to see teams switch it up, but below Div A, it doesn't seem like many teams are attempting it.
Ay, 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 ay.
Welcome back.
Oh, I never get a nice clean drop where I can't sit and do nothing.
The woes of family life.
Yeah. Although, I said it was giveaway time, wasn't it? Is that drop 3 or is that drop 2?
That's drop 2. So
Alright.
we're on drop 3 now.
We got 1 more to go.
Alright, so we need to switch this map up and I have to check because I haven't been playing this season. It is HPG Manifold.
The good one.
The good one?
Oh, it's one of the good maps.
Oh, I loathe HPG Manifold while I was doing the strats for my teams. This is the map of rock, paper, scissors. There are so many hard counters and then hard counters to that, and it is rough planning this.
That's the best part about it. You just roll in and hope for the best.
Very stressful weeks at any time HPG comes up. But I will say in its favor, it is definitely a map with a lot of variety. There are range strats, there are brawl strats, there are firing line strats, there are cap strats. Anything you want, you can do on this, but you have to be really careful of the enemy team coming out with a thing that just stops you getting your tracks.
Yeah, truthfully, the only map version I don't like on this is Incursion. I think it's useless. It's like you got the walls
Everything
there.
in Incursion is useless.
Well, yeah. Ever since the health changes it. The stats change for your mechs. As soon as they change. Like, Incursion used to be worth playing. Now it's not worth nothing.
So I wonder, will teams shake it up on this one? Last time I was calling out that it was going to be all brawl, goons hit HPG, and they brought out the Dakar, and I pray we'll see something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 30 ton difference so far, so we'll see what's on the table.
30 tons isn't as much as it sounds. Like, it's just 5 tons of a couple of mechs.
That's a whole frickin' Mistlinks. Couldn't think of an inner sphere there for a second. Don't have any 30 ton inner sphere.
Derby, I think. Or are they 35? I don't bloody know.
I thought they were 25. Maybe they're 30. I don't know.
Light mech's not my speciality.
Oh, I love me some light mechs.
I just tell Juju to go do his thing, and he'd go do it. That was it. That was as far as I got with planning light mechs. Cap this, kill their light mechs. I trust you to do your thing.
Yeah, go save somebody. So thank you for taking care of the map, Strat.
Sorry, unfortunately there is not much to say. With these brawl drops, there isn't a lot of nuance. Teams just generally smash into each other. Yeah. The path they take to smash into each other is generally not that interesting, even if it's varied between drops.
Yeah. It usually ends up pretty quick too, so not a lot of movement. But outside movement. The details. There was a clump, they became one clump from two, it was done. People died. It was quick.
So they're asking if lances are set. Hopefully this will get done soon. Widowmaker's still changing things up a bit, but I imagine 42 is already there. So Widowmaker's lances are kind of interesting. Alpha and Charlie, like I know they've changed the walls, so there is a gap for Alpha Lance to come up, but those are the most northern spawns for Team 1, the closest to Epsilon, and generally they take a long time to get in. I've usually only put lights in Charlie, and use that Bravo spawn more than anything.
Yeah.
It does tell me if they have nobody in Bravo though, they do not intend to use the wall, because there is no spot for people to easily get up to the walls from Alpha or Charlie spawn. There are places you can do it, but generally they require practice and specialized mechs and the kind of things I don't think we're going to see at this level.
Yeah. No, at this point now it's a bit tough. You got, like I said, you gotta have dedicated guys meant for the long range game. At least we got
42s are interesting as well if they're not set, because they have most of their people in Bravo, and that's the closest to Kappa spawn. That is a long way from anything that. Never mind. They're changing it up. That's boring.
Yeah. Now the team 1 set, Clan Widowmaker.
And that's more what I'd imagine. With Binary being a light pilot, I don't know if he's been playing lights tonight, because I'm not that observant, but he has in the past. So lights in Bravo, closest to Kappa to grab it, with 2 mechs in Charlie, because you don't want to get shot coming out of the gate, and then most Alpha. Pretty standard.
We'll see if they even cap this one. This psycho cat.
I think you'll see the initial caps go out, but if they're as pushy as I think they're going to be, then no. That said, caps are one of the best strats on this map, because it is very hard to respond to the cap game. It's really easy to get penned in and not just be able to send anything out, and it's a long walk. Alright. So from 42, we have a Hellbringer, an Orion 2C, a King Crab, an Arctic Wolf, an Ebon Jaguar, a Shadow Cat, another Hellbringer, that's an interesting tube, and a Hunchback. What do we have from Widowmaker?
We got the 2 Brawling Onions, a Warhammer, Roughneck, the Direwolf, Shadowhawk Assassin, and the Bushwhacker X1.
So 42 seem to mainly be a laser vomit deck. They can be really strong on this, but what position they're going to take is up for questions, because their team, their side on this, has worse spots for this kind of range firing line.
Wow, that was quick to Theta. Holy crap.
Theta is controlled by the enemy. We have gained Epsilon.
Potato and that Arctic Wolf just hauling ass. Got the Direwolf with the Ultra AC5s, all 5 of them. It's a bit much. I like to spread that out. 2 10s.
5, Ultra 5, that's kind of anemic for a Direwolf that can fit 6. In fact, my favourite Direwolf at the moment is 2 Ultra 10, 4 Ultra 5, so only 5 Ultra 5, that's kind of weak.
Do we have 42 trying to get up on the wall? Is that what's going on here? Agatha 11, he
no.
is. Hunchback P2CA, 2-yard PPC is up on the wall. Running some Overwatch for his team.
That's pretty standard. I will say that with his team this far forward and Widowmaker's position, he's not going to do anything through this fight. He has a long walk to get in the range.
Yeah.
He seems to be trying to go around the outside wall, but he's taking his time, and that is an even longer path to get in. This is basically a 7v8. If Widowmaker's...
Yeah, because they got 101 guy, Shadowhawk with the ER lasers on the wall as well. He's at least a little closer.
And Widowmaker's pushing over, and there's not much range for 42. They're going to get heat capped and pushed on quickly. The greater DPS for Widowmakers is probably going to play in their favor.
Well, most of the 3 of them have dropped down now, so the 2 left up top are in bad position. Although, it's starting to come back up to try and help.
That King Crab for 42 about to go down. There goes the bonus.
Yeah, he's losing everything here. That's it.
Oh, and a self-destruction. I think this is set. The Hunchback did get shots because Widowmaker pushed forward, but with this much of a DPS lead, with them mainly more brawly deck compared to this laser vomit deck from 42, I don't think it's in question. That said, the numbers are low for Widowmakers. Yeah,
they got a lot of red mechs on the table.
They need to refocus. They need to start dropping these mechs from 42.
Well, background's gone.
Another overheat. They brought all this laser vomit, but they do not know how to manage it. I don't think they expect it to be pushed on like this. Not at all.
Yeah, 5-3 left in favor of Widowmakers. But yeah, Widowmaker's got some hurt mechs out there, so it's should be interesting.
I think the like mech's
fire.
dead will be pretty close by the end. Oh no, the Hunchback dropped off the wall. If he'd stayed up there, he probably could have finished a lot of these off. I don't know how this is going to go with him being so close now.
Wow, I don't know. You could hide behind cover with him sticking on the wall though. Ooh, and he took some goss.
You could have, but because they've already pushed out this far, I would have taken as much time as possible to get those shots in without trading your armor, then moving in. But as it is, he's at 49% already, and he did not get a pick at all.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and the Roughneck gets one.
Wow, those necks were hurt for so long too. 3 to 8 to Widowmaker. Yeah, I mean the numbers
for 42 are actually okay.
Yeah, they're pretty good,
but again,
so.
just no focus. Especially with a deck with that large an alpha with all those laser vomit mechs, if you don't have a mech drop immediately on that first push, you've done something wrong, because you have the alphas to facilitate it. You're just spreading it.
Let's go back to the cap score here. Ooh, Clan Widowmaker, 825 to 625 over 42 now. That ain't bad. Also coming into the most hated drop, the one that's been done so much, Canyon Network Conquest.
First WC was so long ago. I think we can forgive Canyon Network. It is actually a great map, but
it is, but there's so much of it. Well, let's quickly run through that.
So I've just been quickly getting a head start on this because it is a fairly simple drop. I don't think anyone who's watching really needs a run through of it, but I do have a couple of comments on how the strat actually played out. So we had 42, they had a Arctic Wolf, quickly grabbed Kappa, then Theta, didn't draw that properly, you don't care. Meanwhile, the bulk of their mechs came up to this Echo 4, Echo 5 line, while they had a Hunchback come up top, Foxtrot 5, and just PPC'd from there. Meanwhile, Widowmakers basically did the opposite, but with no wall mech, coming in Delta 4, Delta 5 close before deciding to finally push. After that, it's fairly straightforward. It's a brawl. You're in 300 meters, they pushed on each other with 42 backing down.
Well, that was the thing. As soon as one guy went down, then two, you need to call that. You need to get the heck off the top deck, because they left the King Crab and what else? It's left somebody else up there as well, and that was, like, for having a good top deck position, they went all awry really quick for them.
So that's one of the things I want to bring up, is I think that top deck is a trap. The top level of this is a really bad spot. There aren't great shots, you're very exposed, there's a lot of places to get caught out. If they're a brawl team, you see what this happened, particularly with the mechs they had. What I mainly think this is, because I don't think a laser vomit deck is a bad idea on this map. It's probably not the best overall, but it can work. I've seen it used effectively during the World Championship qualifiers. But the key here is they did not scout it. There was a brawl team there and they came in brawl range. Well, they really should have played standoffish. They had the cap advantage at that point. They had no reason to push up that close.
Yeah.
They should have had like a good 500 meters before any push had happened, where they could get as much of a lead as possible. Otherwise, the this laser vomit deck is kind of pointless. You don't use that range, you may as well bring brawl. As again, we haven't seen much scouting at all through these seasons. This is something they should have known and reacted to, but it seems like teams this year just have what they want to do rather than what they should be reacting to.
Yeah, for a short season, it's either you're just getting into it now, or you're like, it's okay for whatever.
If 42 had scouted this out, pulled a position further back, and waited, used that cap lead to force Widowmakers to make a move, I think this could have ended very differently.
Yeah, because they had two guys eyeing the targets, so I don't know. Like you said, like there was no reason for them to rush in with the way they were set up. Like I don't know what the king crab had on it, but nothing good on the king crab is gonna be safe to run up like that. And like you said, if you can't have like the best firing line in the world on those ramps, it's a waste of time.
And I get that this is a harder side to do it from as well. It's not as obvious where you should position that team. When you play from Team 1, you know, you're going to take this bridge over here because they're going to come from either, you know, Charlie or Alpha Gate. You're going to have lines. It's really straightforward. It's less straightforward from Team 2 because there isn't a flip side, but there's still places to go. And if you don't know them, you haven't felt them out, you haven't planned for it, then why are you bringing this deck? I think a lot of teams need to ask themselves some questions about why they're doing what they're doing.
Well, if it works in practice and it works the way you think it is, then you're good to go. But before we get into more stuff, let's do a giveaway. Assuming I can... There we go. Perfect. Actually worked fast this time. Make sure to stay up in chat, be around, because if you win, you need to let me know. Although I see Electrical Skateboard here, and he's been on here since I got on here, half an hour early. And Graluk, if you're around there, let me know. Hit me a whisper in Twitch at the Hard Slab Brothers. Or if you can only find Odin, tell Odin to find me. We're here. Don't forget that I forgot to remove Moobot, myself, and Odin, but because I rushed it, but next time I will.
Oh, he sent me a message. He said he wants me to have it. That's nice of him.
Oh, it's crazy that he knew that 5 minutes before the went on there.
It's great that this is totally not rigged.
No, not at all. I mean, I didn't win it, so it's not rigged, obviously.
Exactly.
It's not like Ash when he runs his streams.
Jokes aside, congratulations to the winner.
Graluk, G-R-A-H-L-U-K, however you spell it. Whomever you are. Still waiting for Clan Widowmaker to set.
You haven't changed the map either. We are now on Canyon Network.
I don't pay attention a lot. There's a lot going on here.
Fair enough.
All my RAM's being used right now. Well, while they wait, I'm gonna take a whiz break and come back, since I can't hold my seal in ever.
Don't leave me alone. Chat is so nasty.
Ah, they are, yes. Well, you don't know what they're gonna say now until later, so it's good.
Perfect. Alright.
I'll be quick.
Well, I hate to leave it quiet, but I will be right back as well. sorry about that. I am also back. This was rather short notice for me, so I generally don't find about what I'm casting till the match is already up.
What? Nobody's said yet? Oh yeah, I thought it'd be in there forever. I thought everything would be set by now.
These Widowmakers seem to take a little while to work out where their Lancers are going to go.
Well, if they're anything like D4 and us, I mean, you always double check your strat, always make sure you guys got in the right place, which still usually goes wrong, but...
Oh look, I will use every minute I've got to make sure things are right, but
yeah,
not these kind of rapid fire matches we were seeing from Div B.
Yeah. Well, I got it worked out. I'm gonna do what Rocco did in, if I remember that show, Undergrads. I'll just bring a diaper next time. Then I can drink and not have to go to the bathroom. Just sit here and sit in front of. Oh, I need my shit bucket. That's what I need.
Gotta go all South Park World of Warcraft and have someone come up with a shit bucket for you.
Yeah, you can't go pro if you don't have a shit bucket. Good old Colonel.
Alright, Widowmakers have moved their Lancers around. I think they're almost in position. Fairly standard. Most in Charlie and Bravo. I think we're going to see them push round Epsilon. Just a guess, given how brawly they are.
Yeah, I like how 42 is very antsy to get things moving, you can see. Although when I talked to both teams, they were both, this is not a good day for both of them. And technically, the MRBC put them on every Thursday. And they told me that's technically no good for their good players.
Yeah, I did notice that a couple of the Blackstone guys from 42 are not here today. And they are excellent players. It's a real shame Blackstone didn't play this season. Obviously they had a lot of struggles with the World Championship and stuff, but because they're a Div A worthy team, especially with the kind of Div A we have now.
Well, even on the Jarl list, the Sloppy 42nd is ranked 32nd, whereas Clan Widowmaker is 48. And you take that with a grain of salt, because, you know, technically D4 is 59th, and we did, you know, done a lot better than that, so... like, oh yeah, you're the second worst team. But we're not that shitty.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think they used the Jarl's list a little too much this season.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they had those numbers before the Jarl's list was a thing. I gave them rankings of all the teams last season based on the same leaderboard data the Jarl's list is based on, but this season seems to just be kind of, yeah, this one is there. It's made for some poor matchups, unfortunately. It happens, it's hard. I don't know if you've ever tried to come up with your own seeding for it, but it is really difficult. Especially when you start having these lower ranked teams you don't know, but it happens.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it shows all your players that you could have, so... I don't know. It's a few things that you don't understand, or you would like a teeny change on. Even in the MWO stuff, you'd like a little change to help you out.
Yeah.
Explain things a little better. I guess Clan Widowmaker here. Oh, they are done the Braveheart speech on Clan Widowmaker's side, so now we just need to wait for 42. Who hopefully aren't rushing this drop, because it's, you know, they're down 2-1, so they need to win the next two if they'd hope to make a go of this.
So, with the Lancers set for Widowmakers, they are split 3-3 Bravo Charlie, which is a little weird if you're going to push that Epsilon side, as that Bravo spawn doesn't have much overlook of anything, but still can be useful. There is we saw a push from Esrot, where they had people in the Charlie 4 and Charlie 5 rocks in particular with the LR while the rest of their team pushed, and they could do something similar, though I will admit that didn't work at all for Esrot, but...
There's a lot of time it doesn't work.
Meanwhile, 42 is in. Oh, never mind. They changed it. Come on, 42. Make it easy for me.
Both teams are set.
So 42 has done the same thing with 3-3 Bravo Charlie split with 2 in Alpha, which I assume aligns. Also weird because like the Bravo spawn on Canyon Network is kind of at the bottom of a triangle. It's good to have one person there to grab the closest cap, but it's not actually closest to anything. So having that many people there while there's slots open in both Alpha and Charlie seems a little weird to me.
Yeah. No dropship
And
this
my
time.
bot has gone off. Apparently the Div A match has started on MRBC League, though I imagine it's still another 15 minutes or whatever.
So what do we got on the answer, 42 side?
We have the client bugging out. Could you... There we go. So we have a Hunchback 2CA, and Mad Cat 2, Summoner Prime, Huntsman Prime, Arctic Cheetah, Wolfhound, Mad Cat 2 again, so that's their duplicate, and a Nightshade.
Yeah, because we
We'll
got...
note that the Huntsman is ATMs.
Oh, expecting some hurt off of the missile side.
42 is moving up with 4 mechs in the junkyard, all with range. So we got Gaussier Large Mad Cat, Gaussier Large Mad Cat, Gaussier Large Nightshade, and a 2 PPC Hunchback. What do we have for Widowmaker?
We got an Arctic Cheetah, Nightgyre Prime, Shadowhawk, 2 Mad Cat 2s, Bushwhacker, a Mistlynx, and a Warhammer. But I think they are playing lasers.
Kappa is under enemy control.
2 Gauss, 2 Heavy Large, 2 Gauss 4 Medium.
Warhammer is an interesting choice for a kind of mid-range deck. It's not... Clan Laser Vomit is still stronger than IS Laser Vomit, and these kind of Gauss 4 med builds are kind of neither here nor there.
Although this ain't a bad place to be for 42 with their 4 guys in the back. They can hold most of the map, especially because you don't want to push way back around, but...
So we have Widowmakers pushing through the trench with their Mad Cat, a Bushwhacker, and a Shadowhawk. Both lights for Widowmakers is moving up on Theta now and may get this Arctic Cheetah.
That's a big strike on Theta. I don't think it hit nothing, but...
Mistlynx and the Arctic Cheetah are dueling down by the Theta ramp.
Yeah, starting Potato going at it. This will be interesting.
I think the Mistlynx has it, but there is the Summoner back on the hill who can assist this Cheetah, and the Cheetah can bug out.
Yeah, because Widowmaker brought the backup and he had enough.
Yeah.
And that...
Still, the legs on that Cheetah are now red to orange armor. That is not a bad start. The main body for Widowmakers, though, is not doing so well. That junkyard position is strong for 42. They just don't have the opponents just don't have the range to contest them there. That said, this Huntsman has gotten too aggressive. He's now down to 72%.
Well, that Mistlynx and Arctic Cheetah are now on Grayson Collins, who was flanking out by the bridge, and he's in a bad position here because Titanus now has him in his sights.
Oof, that is a mistake. I do not know why that Wolfhound got so aggressive.
Although he might get away here, we'll see. I don't think they got a...
He doesn't have jump jets though, and he's moving right into the rest of
yeah.
the...
yeah.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
I just want to know if Widowmakers can capitalize on it. They slow their trades, stop taking so much damage, and play for cabs. This could force 42 to come off that hill. And in fact, as I say that, we have the Hunchback for 42 moving closer. And the Nightshade Mad Cat also coming down off that hill.
Although they're all now in that freaking gully, so this might be a good time for them to move. But that'll be... We'll see, actually. Because it's not like they're moving quick.
Yeah. Well, it's really difficult for them to move quick. With both their Mad Cats down there, even with jump jets, that is rough terrain to get up.
Yeah, I mean, they got good map control and they were holding it more, but yeah, when Grayson died, that was kind of... It was either a good thing, what they wanted, or a bad thing. Because now Widowmakers are in a bad spot to push out. Unless they're just being timid about it.
The problem for Widowmakers is both their Mad Cat and Nitro have taken a lot of damage. They've got to play passive. They have to be timid here. And the rest of the team is caught into this gully with shots coming from the Summoner on the hill and these ER large mechs pushing up. I think they can pull this out if they play it right, but I'm not certain they can.
I didn't think that strike was going that way. Didn't hit anything though.
Widowmakers is finally making a move. It looks like they'll be pushing straight into this Mad Cat.
Yeah, not a bad decision. Push around, take him out, then push around.
At this range, they have the DPS advantage, but with the percentages low, I don't know which way this is going to go.
Well, they are low on the cap too, but we'll see at 4-1.
With less than 400 points on the board, they can still pull it out, but it is a 4 cap. I think it was a mistake for 42 to come off that hill.
It might have been, yeah. It's not looking good now. Now that it's 3-4 from the Widowmaker. Yeah, I mean...
And we have to remember, 42 only has 1 light at this stage. It's same for both teams, actually, but... Because the Arctic Cheetah for Widowmakers went down while I was not looking.
Yeah, they're about to lose the Summoner here, Flint Hash.
But 42 have also lost their Arctic Cheetah, so... I think this is it, yep. Widowmakers have this. They can decap this.
Yeah, no, that was a great push up and around the corner of that plateau there, so...
What a save, because that was looking bad for Widowmakers to begin with, but 42 moving off their spot when they had no pressure to. They had a 4 cap. Despite the light dying, it didn't seem like Widowmakers cared about the caps. I think they should have taken their time, get some more damage in from the safety of Junkyard.
Yeah, like you said, once they held the caps, it was... Everyone seemed to be okay with sitting at Epsilon corner, so...
Again, they've pushed up, despite the fact that they know their opponents have better close-range abilities than them.
Resource point Beta is ours.
I mean, Ham's in bad shape, too, so...
Wonder if that's an XL Shadowhawk. They used to be, but... If so, then maybe he can get a kill here, but it's not looking great. Right now, all he can do is just try and get those last couple of extra rep points for his team.
The torsos. Oh, nice start. That's it. And that's the bonus too, isn't it? Yeah. This will be interesting to see the damage.
Oh, Grayson Collins, 54 damage. That move with the Wolfhound was not a good idea.
Yeah,
otherwise,
that flank
looked pretty okay. I'm surprised Binary is not playing one of their lights though. I'm certain he was a light pilot at one point. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe my history's wrong, but I was...
Well, 550
I think
the
there could be
Huntsman's
better
still pretty
choices
good,
here.
So...
Oh, look, he's doing excellently. He's an excellent player regardless of what position he was in. But lights are generally the most technically inclined kind of mechs, so you really need talent in them, but who knows. Back to the damages though, Widowmakers have some excellent numbers with 776 damage from the Mad Cat Mark IIB. It's a DACA build, phenomenal DPS. But also surprising to me, 643 from a Shadowhawk 2D2.
Yeah.
Brawl build, and most of that match was not Brawl, so he put a lot of that in right at the end.
Yeah.
Also, 600 from a Mistlinks is kind of phenomenal, especially for one that spent a lot of that match just dueling other lights. He must have had a field day with all those open mechs at the end.
Yeah, in a short MRBC match, yeah. I can't remember if there was a bonus in drop 3. I'm gonna say there was, because it was 8-3 kills. Had to have been.
Well, the bonus in drop 3 depends on
the Direwolf.
that team keeping that mech alive as well. I think they did, but don't quote me on that. Probably best to go back later and check it, rather than assuming they got the bonus.
Well, it's fine. I can put it in for now because it makes no difference. They have to.
Right.
It. So if they won it with the bonus in the last one and this one, they are now running away with it at 12-22 to 7-25. That is... Oh, what the... No, my controller's being fidgety. Oh, you bastard. And it's ruined. Well, anyways, drop 5 is Grim Plexus. Wherever it is in here.
I do want to say thank you, 42, for shaking it up. Regardless of how it went out, I think you had a good idea. Just a little more practice, and need to be surer of yourselves going through. Because I think you panicked a bit when that Wolfhound went off, despite how strong a position you have. But I love that you didn't just brawl. Thank you.
Yeah, it started out in great positioning. Well, let's take a look at the map strat on that one. Switch it over here.
So unfortunately, I did not pay enough attention to the lights as this went forward. But as I understand it, we had 4 mechs move up to Junkyard, which was the Hunchback, 2 mechats, the Night Jet, sitting up there, large builds, spent most of the match there. Meanwhile, we had the Summoner, Bravo Lance, move up to this Charlie 4 Rock, and basically just sat there, anchored most of the game. He had shots coming on the canyon. For Widowmakers, we had most of their mechs move up to this kind of E5, D5 ridge, kind of stalled out there, while these Mad Cat and some Brawl mechs came through the gully and stalled out in this trench, on this ramp. This was the main position for most of the match, till this Wolfhound, Belmont's drawn, came round behind Widowmaker's team and got picked really quickly. And at that point, 42 had to change their positioning up.
Well, yeah, I think when he was heading there, the lights were, they were down here trying to kill, whatever the hell.
Right, yeah, for most of that,
Huntsman, and the Summoner was
kind of like
top.
a 1v2. One thing I didn't mention from 42 is that Huntsman was playing forward, mainly along this D5, really close, pop-tarting with ATMs, which would have been brutal with those all those mechs down in the gully, because ATMs actually hit the CT better when you're shooting them from above. Don't know why, but they seem to be more focused. So when you can pop-tart with a mech that's already that far down, that's rough.
Yeah.
But as I said, once that mech got picked down in Echo 5, that's when this match changed. We had 42's Junkyard mechs slowly push up, got really close, and kind of stalled out. Suddenly they didn't have as many lines, and they were really vulnerable to this push that finally came up with the bulk of Widowmakers coming into them and finishing them off. And that was all she wrote.
Well, and impatience is technically your worst enemy in this match, or lots of any match really, because I mean, you think they had great positioning. Clan Widowmaker wasn't running away. They weren't trying to go back around to Kappa. They had them sitting there, standing, waiting, taking bad trades, and it was like, do we push? Should we push? They're in the gully now. It's one of those times where you're still winning. You need to look at your cap advantage. You need to look at how you're doing. Were you winning trades? Yes. If they pop up, we are at range. We can still hit them. We can still hurt them. We can probably finish them before they get here, especially with the support you had from the Summoner in C4 on the corner and everybody else.
And that cap thing was important because they had 4 caps at that time. Despite losing a light and losing their ability to grab caps, they still had plenty of time before they had to make that decision. Yes, it was likely that Widowmakers would just grab those caps from them and it would be reset, but all that time is time where you might get an angle, you might get some chip damage, and you're safe for it. And those caps are never gonna become a problem quickly enough for you to have to come down until right at the end.
Don't forget, we'll probably have to jump into the MRBC Discord after to talk to them because I know they are available there. So
Right.
we'll do that right when the match ends.
Oh, sorry. I'm used to doing these in TeamSpeak because Ash has some problems with Discord. He uses it at the end, but he doesn't like it for most of it.
Oh, okay. I always use Discord. It's the first time I've used TeamSpeak, so.
I'll make sure we use Discord next time. I should have asked.
I mean, this is the last one I'm doing, so season's almost over.
Yeah. Hopefully we see another small tournament in the meantime, rather than that huge golf while WC goes on.
Yeah.
Just let's be honest, World Championship is less interesting than MRBC until it hits the end.
Well, even like I was on the worst team ending up, but it pissed me off because it's like, hey, there's teams that didn't finish 20 matches and they're still above me. It's like, well, how does that work? Like, and since there's no, I mean, the ranking system is shite to begin with. They put teams wherever they were. And it's not like they told me where I ended up in the end once they actually threw teams away and put teams where they should be.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, she's done. Here's some MC. Bugger off. You didn't win. So, like, you're not Imperial. Thanks. I mean, it's tough too. There's a good amount of teams, but like, when you're a Div E team, you're like, yeah, let's play some Div. Oh, Div A team, fantastic. Here we go. Time to get rolled today. Thanks PGI.
And because you needed a large number of matches, when you're trying to qualify for that top 12, you'd spend just hours sitting there with nothing happening. Like, you gotta wait for that queue to pop, and nobody wants to queue up.
Well, and
if you're another Div A team and you're already there, you don't want to give anyone rep if you fuck up. And if you're a lower team, you don't want to get farmed. So.
Yeah, we tried to get Imperial to drop stock mechs against us in our good mechs, and they weren't having it. I mean, they should have. They probably still would have won because experience-wise, but. Like, we were trying to drop against Ascendants a lot of the time, and it's like, oh, there's 5 guys in the queue. Should we wait?
Some of them were more tempted than you think. That sounds like the kind of thing that Bowser would have thought was hilarious. But, unfortunately, there's real money involved, so it's serious business.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, there's no messing around with that one.
Hopefully these boys get their lances set quick.
I mean, yeah, especially because there is a massive tonnage difference there right now. And now it's fixed. They were missing a guy. I wasn't paying attention. I'm on the other thing.
Well,
it's like, wow, that's a lot. It's 100 frickin' tons. Irby's
at least you
everywhere.
know what he came in with.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this too. Grim Plexus is one of those maps that forces you to come away from the brawl. If you just got a brawl, you're going to get outmaneuvered, outranged. This map is deceptive in a lot of ways. It's not quite as rangy as people think, but it's definitely not super brawl friendly. So we have Team 1 Widowmakers completely Alpha Bravo, avoiding that Charlie cap spawn, which is closest to Kappa. I wonder if that means they just intend to play the Epsilon side, or if they're just gonna push, which I know I just talked about, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna go for caps to me, unless they play Epsilon hard.
Yeah, we got Clan Widowmaker set in Alpha Bravo, so we'll see if Flynn and 42 decide to make a change.
42 just lost another one. Who was in a 100-tonner.
Or it's the wrong guy they brought in. Who's got that guy in the back? Hey, is it my turn? Oh yeah, Jimmy. I forgot about you, buddy. I guess. Don't want to bring the throwaway guy in.
It's a shame that the D5 match on the moment didn't get casted because Saruman is messaging me saying it was magical. Apparently, he was doing work in the linebacker and seems quite pleased with himself.
Well, he can suck it. I didn't even know they were playing. I knew Eisen was playing. I'm like, I just cast Eisen. I'll cast some other guys like Clan Widowmaker and Sloppy 42. They deserve some time. And of course, yeah, you're like, oh, T5's playing. I'm like, oh, well, fuck 'em.
It's a shame too, because obviously I can't cast that one. But otherwise, if I was going to try and get the Eisen match instead and try and get someone else to do the D5 one, but it was just not enough time.
Yeah, I was trying to spread myself out across the board here, doing a lot of the divs, not just Div A. I mean, Div A is great, and there's a lot of attention there, but it's like some other guys need love. I mean, Goon's getting a lot of love. We tried in D4. We were just sealed clubbing, which isn't fair, but that's the way she goes. Who else? I mean, 228 always gets lots of love. You almost have to. There's 3-4 teams, so. And I almost cast the 228 versus 228, but I was like, nah, we got to do Eisen versus SA. I mean, they've gone at it 2 times before, and that was their 3rd match, and things changed. Eisen won the first 2, and SA took the 3rd one.
Yeah, it's a kind of fall from grace as well, because I played for Eisen during their last season in Div C, and we 5-0'd SA. Like, it was not close, and we did it both times. I'm a little disappointed in my Eisen bros, to be honest. It is what it is. Oh, it looks like, yep, 42 have said they're set, thank God. So they are primarily Bravo Charlie, which is also the Epsilon side, but they do have someone in Alpha closest to Kappa, so I think they'll have that cap. Depending on how this plays out, 42 will have the cap advantage.
Well, you gotta think that flank might have worked on Canyon Network had those lights not been there, because it only would have been the Mad Cat 2C, and if it kept him out of the fight, that would have been gold.
Well, on Canyon Network, it wasn't the lights that got him because they were split, actually.
Yeah, they just forced him into the canyon where all the friends were.
Yeah.
And then they just gang raped him. It wasn't really that fair, so.
I think he needed to sit back and wait for Widowmakers to finally make their push. But anyway, we have Grim Plexus.
Let me tell you what Clan Widowmaker brought here. Warhammer again, a Direwolf, Atlas K, Osiris, 2 Medcats, and only 2C and a Mislinks. Should
Well,
be
from
interesting.
42, we have an Annihilator, a Madcat, a Stalker. That's an interesting choice, but kind of speaks to them doing an ER large deck. A Wolfhound again, a Madcat, a Commando, a Nightshare, and a Summoner. So they've got Tube Madcats. Kind of. It's a very ER large heavy deck, but they've kind of missed some meta mechs I would have thought they would have picked first. Like, the Battlemaster is generally seen as superior to the Stalker for this role, unless you're Jay-Z. In which case you're wrong, Jay-Z, and just stop.
Well, I feel like Clan Widowmaker's got a build deck set that they don't like to change, because that's what it looks like here. I mean, they got an Atlas and a Direwolf, but it's like, everything else is more or less the same that it always was.
Again, it's a pretty brawly deck, more push. That Atlas is a really... it makes me worried for them, if I can be perfectly honest. With a map this kind of wide, and with this much range for 42 to use, they're going to have to play that really carefully. Now, I think there are places where you can play Brawl, or even like a mid-range deck on this map, but I'm not certain that that's what we're going to see here. If they just push across the open and 42 is set up correctly, this could be rough. Wow, that Annihilator just has 2 Heavy Gauss and nothing else. What are you doing, buddy?
That is an interesting build.
That's one way to put it. I'd say fucking stupid. Come on, man. You're in an Annihilator. You can fit more than that.
I mean, yeah, he's got armor for days, but that's a bit light, especially with
it's an 8v8 as well.
You don't need as much ammo, or...
Just, come on. That's just silly.
Unless he's got a plan, but that plan is close range, so...
We have gained Epsilon.
And look, it's going to be good to have if Widowmakers can finally make their push, but I'm not certain they can. However, Widowmakers is moving purely into this Epsilon region, and that is the right move if they play it right, because that Epsilon region is very hard to get lines of sight on. It turns what is usually like a 1k approach down to like a 500, 600 approach. And if they play it right, they can run that 3 cap with Gamma, Epsilon, and Sigma. This is more competitive than I thought it would be. I'm just worried that Widowmakers is going to get antsy, because this is not a push, this is a hold position.
Yeah.
You know, with this Epsilon 3 capture rate, you really want the enemy team to approach you. However, they haven't covered their caps well enough. They have Gamma being taken for free. You need a mech that can hold both those caps, and they do not have one.
Yeah, I think Astarte in that instance was thinking about going to Gamma, but they told him to change his mind, obviously. He's just watching the Owl Hoot and the Dire Wolf, Ragic and the Onion 2C. Make sure they get into the battle.
And Widowmakers is taking fire.
They have resource point Gamma.
They're trying to trade with the Mad Cat and the Warhammer, with the Mad Cat 1 being a dual Gauss build with heavy larges, and the Warhammer being a dual Gauss build with meds. But 42 is significantly outfiring power, like has significantly more firepower for this range bracket. This is not a good idea. And Widowmakers is getting antsy. They don't have the caps to hold this position because they have misplayed it.
Well, like you said, that Annihilator was not the right build if they wanted to play long range. Like 6
well, that Annihilator's for 42, but
well, yeah, from that side.
But like the rest of the team is still perfect for it. So. Oh.
I don't think that strike hit anything, but it was right between the legs.
So that Atlas is at 71%, 64%. It's going to go down fast. However, the Atlas isn't the big threat here.
Yeah, he walked down the wrong path, but I mean, they took some heavy fire coming into this.
Widowmakers is now split with the Warhammer and Mistlinks tied up by this commando. Oh, even more worrisome is that Warhammer has his back turned to the 42 team. Hopefully that 42 team is too distracted to take advantage of it, because with dual Gauss, that could have just been snap had both of them critted out. Ham goes down on 42, losing a Mad Cat Mark 1, and the percentages are not great for 42. They did not put enough fire down on this push. I don't know how they didn't drop a mech, or because that was a lot of time in the open, all in their optimal range.
I mean, they took the Atlas down, but that was almost... It's just a matter of time. It should have been
down
a lot faster.
I don't think 42 has used all that time to their advantage.
Well, they got guys pretty spread out here. I mean, Flynn just caught back up the hill, and Bow Tiger's sitting a bit low in that Mad Cat. I mean, he's 16%, but...
I think the real question now for 42 is just whether they can secure that bonus by killing all the assaults, and I'm not certain they can. Again, if you're going to play these range strats, you need to have the focus, and they just apparently did not. You need to utilize all that time. Well, these people are still kind of poking, even though the team they're poking against has substantially less firepower at that range. We're down to just a summoner. It's over.
Yeah, it looked like they wanted to take up the Dire Wolf and just couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, they got close to getting the bonus, but...
You know what, I think things
Oh, no, Dire Wolf shuts down, and its CT is open. But the summoner hits the head and not the CT. It wouldn't have killed him anyway, but that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, for that match, that Annihilator was built all wrong, but it's what you know.
So that Osiris did 64 damage and lived the entire... What? Okay. He must have been capping the entire time.
He was partying, because that Dire Wolf almost made $1,000.
So that Annihilator, 410 damage. Imagine if he'd run the proper 6 med build. That would have been excellent for trying to blunt that push.
Yeah.
Again, the damage numbers aren't bad, but the focus just is not there. And I think the problem was with that, the marginal Gauss fire coming from the 2 range mechs from Widowmakers, you had 42 back up and peek, because that's your instinct as a pug player, but you needed to just big dick it, get as much damage down as possible, because once they're in range, there is no peeking, and you are significantly outgunned.
Yeah. Let's switch over to Discord real quick, run through the map strat in a millisecond, and then we can probably talk to the team leaders.
Microphone muted.
Should be good. I'm good here. You got permissions for this one, right?
Nope.
No. Jesus.
I am not an official caster. So
Ah, that's your fault right there. You need to fix that.
if you want to put in a word in to fix that, I would appreciate it.
Am I push to talk on this thing? I am push to talk. It's telling me, but half-assed.
We have Flynn, Little Ferret, and the Bow Tiger waiting to be beamed up.
You want to skip the match strat then? Which is pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think they've seen it.
I mean, it was a good long-range match from both sides. I mean, like you said, it was... Once the push happened, that was...
I mean, I can go over it, actually. I know you've got stuff to do, so we'll try and make it quick. I have a couple of notes, but here we go. Team 1, up through Epsilon side, briefly getting this 4 cap, actually, but losing it quickly, as they didn't have anything that would have a presence on Gamma and Sigma, and obviously Theta on this kind of strat just is a de facto Team 2 thing. Meanwhile, 42 set up on Bait Hill. Not a great hill because of various reasons I won't get into right now. And they traded a little bit before Widowmakers had this slow push through the open up onto the hill. The key problem being that 42 did not put a lot of fire down while this was happening. The 42 lights did come in behind at some point and tie up the range EMX that had stayed around and the light, but otherwise it was mainly just a push up there that went in Widowmaker's favor. I will say for both teams, 42 needed to get out in the open and focus those mechs down. They got the alphas, they could do it really quickly, but failed to. From Widowmaker's side, this could have gone really badly. Pushing up that hill, pushing with the kind of mechs you had. Yeah, that was really risky, and if 42 had capitalized, would have ended badly. I think this was in 42's favor. They just didn't execute it properly. If they pull this strat again, to secure that Epsilon region, they really need a mech that can put presence on Gamma and Sigma, and in the past we've used ER Large Dragons because they're fast enough and you can just scrape their legs on. And that way you can just sit there and wait for them to push on you, and suddenly you've got a fight where they have to engage you in your optimal and they don't get a chance to chip you. Anyway, that's Grim.
We'll switch back and bring these gentlemen in. Holy crap, there's a lot of people.
Oh, we got moved.
Yep. Welcome, everybody. There's a lot of you here.
Hello, internet people.
Howdy,
how's it going?
Hey. Congratulating each other. Good jobs on both sides. It's good matches.
Yeah, they were good matches.
Yeah, I'm almost afraid to watch the stream, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I think we know where we went wrong, and we'll go back and watch it just so we can relive the pain.
Well, if you want to live some of that pain live on the stream right now, I do have some questions. First and most pressing in my mind is, why did you guys move off Junkyard in that Canyon match?
That was my call. It was totally based on feels and not facts. I'll own that one.
You can't listen to
feels over real. Yeah, look, I think we know it, and that is you lost that light mech, but at the time, and I was screaming internally and probably a little on the thing, is that you guys did have a 4 cap. You didn't need to. It was heartbreaking because that was my favorite strat of the night, is having a proper range control.
I think what it came down to was they were in, I think it was the Delta 4 trench, and we couldn't get eyes down on their low guys. And then we had seen, we thought we felt a push coming, so that's why we rotated. And it just was the wrong call at the wrong time, is what it came down to.
Yeah, because we thought you had eyes with the summoner, but yeah, like you said, if you didn't, then it was tough. Like, it's one of those things where you're like, impatience and gut feeling where you're like, maybe it's a good time to move, but I'll do it anyways. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah. Flynn was doing an excellent job up there. He was their summoner pilot. We kept looking at him. We barely got hits on him because he was just barely exposed himself. So on our side,
you guys had
we
two
felt
two side stripped mechs, didn't you? Like, the trades were not going your way in that corner.
No, the trades. We had a bad site. We were expecting to push on the right hand side, where our right hand side, the Delta line, and my lights. I sent them all over the damn map. I initially tried to send them to go get Flynn, kill him, and then your light would pop up behind us. So I immediately recalled my lights to come kill your light, your Wolfhound. And then another light of yours popped, Arctic Cheetah. We got them on there, and they were pretty good at being elusive. But then finally, when I was not comfortable pushing over with Flynn, having that line of sight on us. So I finally got my guys to push, my lights to push Flynn, and we were about to crest that hill. So your instincts were right. We were going to push over that hill and come get to you. But we really appreciate you pushing us instead.
Yeah, I think if we'd have waited for you to actually push it, we'd have had better lines of fire. And the nice thing about where we were in the trash dump, I know and the other Mad Cat, we were putting damage out and didn't take any for the longest time in the match. We were still at 100% just about when we made that move.
That was our plan, and we were to lull you in a false sense of confidence there.
Yeah, I don't know what gave you the impression that we were going to try to push. I mean, that's not our normal tactic.
I feel like I'm picking a little on 42 here, but I do have a similar question about HPG. Why did you get so close when you were in an laser vomit deck rather, against a scouted brawl?
So I'm guessing that was directed at us. Our plan was to take the top and hold it. We had been hoping to poke some more, and when we were looking at how their lances were set up in the lobby, we thought they were going to be going range as well. So we were like, let's take top so that way they have to cross some open ground to get to us. And unfortunately, we just didn't react fast enough.
Yeah, and I think the two of us that were up on the walls actually overreacted. I called that I was going in, and then both of us jumped down and went in for it instead of holding back and trying to support.
You were the Shadowcat pilot?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw you drop off early, and I was like, "Ooh, he's down." So, and that gave us the advantage to push down into you guys.
Yeah, because two of you guys dropped down right off the bat, and then when Clan Widowmaker came up, it was almost all over. You guys tried to come back up, but it was, by that point, they had focused fired on someone, and then the King Crab was right after.
I have to say, I was surprised you abandoned the top as easily as you guys did, because you left the King Crab by himself.
I don't think it was intentional, because I know I fell off the top because I got a little too close to the edge when I was rotating around to try to hit your right side. And I just got too close to the edge. I was just me and situational awareness not being where it should have been at the time. But no, our plan was never to give up the top. It just kind of happened due to mistakes like what I made.
It was streamed from above because you won't see all the team damage that we did to each other in those pillars. Like we fired some, like we were like Alpha, someone walk in front of us. Alpha, someone walk. It happened quite often. I think all our team had like 30 to 50 points of team damage each. But once you cleared the top for us, that kind of gave that advantage to us there.
Well, yeah, because you guys had two mechs in the high on the walls that they had to get in quick, or not, right? Because the Hunchback didn't come until later.
Yeah, there was a lot of mechs that we left unfinished on top there.
Yeah, we definitely hurt you guys, and we were talking about this. I mean, before you dragged us down here, we definitely hurt a lot of y'all's mechs. We just need to get and figure out how to finish. We were talking about it in between matches. Like, man, if we could just finish you guys, we probably could have at least taken one or two more drops off of y'all if we could have just finished.
Oh yeah, they had Clan Widowmaker had 3 like mechs under 50%, all red in our bar, on HPG. When it was all said and done, it was like, oh man, like it could have been a lot closer.
So I have kind of one final question for both teams, and like this is your last trip of the season, yeah? So where do you see your teams going now? Do you intend to keep playing MRBC in the future, or are you seeing this as close to the end?
I'll take this one, Tits. We're definitely playing MRBC. It is the most fun we've had in leagues. And next season, we're hoping to split our North American group into 2 teams and let our EU group represent us again. They did a good job this season as well. So next season, we hope to field 2 teams, and that's going to split our talent, but it'll give more people opportunities to play.
Well, that's exciting.
We'll have 2 North American teams, and that's one of the things we're looking at. We actually had one of the advantages we have is we have a deep bench. We got good talent. We have some superstars, that they can bring it here and there, but they're not always on. And but we have a lot of guys that we can go to, because I think we have something like 28 or 30 guys signed up for it. And but next season we're definitely going to split up between the 2. We think it gives a lot of our players more play time. So we might not be in the same division depending on how our talent pool splits. It's the only thing we can figure out.
Well, I'd like to say something here. We had a ton of different groups come together to make our team, and I'd like to thank GNX for being there for us. I know there's a lot of 42 guys in there, but there's a lot of guys that are untagged, and I'd like to thank everyone on our team over the stream right now that stuck it out to the end and allowed us to finish this season, because I never like to go out on a forfeit, so we're able to finish strong. It wasn't the really strong finish that I wanted, but we finished, and I'm proud of that. So thanks to everyone that played on our team. I don't foresee us dropping with this exact same team in MRBC moving forward, but I think you'll see probably a lot of our players in different rosters probably moving forward.
And just to echo Flynn's sentiments, it was a great season, and one of the things before we came over here that we were talking about in our group, just doing a quick thanks for coming. We didn't have any personality conflicts this year. I know this is my second MRBC season, and we had a lot of issues with our last teams that Flynn and I played on in terms of personality issues. We didn't have any of that this year, which was awesome. Everybody got along, everybody pitched in, and just kind of made it happen. But I do think, like Flynn said, we may not have the exact same dudes on this team, but we'll definitely have, hopefully, the 40 seconds back again.
Well, you're lucky it wasn't a 10-week season like last season.
Ooh.
Try to keep guys for that long that don't really want to be there.
I don't think it was that we had guys that didn't want to be there. Like myself, I mean, yeah, we had a lot of real life stuff going on. I was out of town for a couple of weeks because of work, and but we all pitched in, made it happen, filled in where we needed it, that kind of thing.
So is it too much to hope for the third coming of the Blackstone Knights then, if you guys are possibly splitting?
I for one would love to see a resurgence of the Blackstone Knights. I mean, I love 42. 42 has been a really good team for me, and I love all the guys dropping in 42. That being said, I really like to play for Blackstone Knights. I love those guys to death too. And to clarify what Bow Tiger said, I never had any sort of conflict of personalities with Blackstone Knights or any of the comp teams that I've ever dropped on. It's always been a really cordial situation. So. I'd be happy to see Blackstone Knights play again, and I can't say whether or not I'd play for them, but that would be something I would definitely consider if it ever happened again.
I must admit, I was shocked opening the roster for 42 because I did this really short notice, 5 minutes before, and it's just hang on, wait. Why are all these Blackstone Knights players there?
Well, we brought those guys in because we were having roster issues in the middle of the season, and a couple of my personal contacts at Blackstone Knights were like, "Hey man, if you need us to make drop decks, put us on the roster. That way we'll be waiting in the wings." But I think why you didn't see those guys get more playtime is one, we wanted to give the guys that were putting in the work on practice and stuff like that. We wanted to give those guys stick time before I brought in. A bunch of my friends that weren't necessarily practicing with us on a regular, because it's kind of frustrating for a guy in a competitive situation to, make the practice, make the scrims, sit in for all the strategy, and then not get stick time in the actual match. That would be kind of That'd be kind of crappy.
That's
So
unfair.
we didn't do that. So I mean, Ziphius was a great help. He helped us with a lot of strats. Ziphius is a great guy. Probably one of the underrated pilots in this game, in my opinion. But
Right, yeah, he's been kind enough to fill in the scrims for us before.
Yeah, he's a good dude. So that's the story on the Blackstone Knights. And yeah, I'd like to see a resurgence of BSK. I'm not sure if the willingness is there for some of the pilots that we used to drop with, but again, for me, 42 has been a great unit, and I'll probably continue to drop with these guys moving forward.
No, that's good. Well, congratulations to you both. Congratulations to Clan Widowmaker.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
But I should let you guys go. Everyone wants to get over to MRBC 1.
Yep.
Thank you guys for casting. We appreciate it.
No
Yeah,
problem.
definitely.
Glad I could
Thanks,
do it.
everyone. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yep. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks for playing.
Good job, guys. Everyone.
So let's. So what do we? All right, let's talk quick about. We have 228 versus Eisen right now on the MRBC 1 page. Also on May 20th, we have Op4 versus Smoke Adders. And then on May 24th, we have 228 versus Smoke Adders. I don't know which one. It does matter, but I don't want to press the button. Because let's do a quick giveaway, and then I can shut this stream down. Let Odin go do his business. Pay taxes, whatever you gotta do.
Most likely yell at D5 for dropping a match against Smoke Adders. Before you say anything, I don't actually know if that's how it's gone, but that's my prediction.
It is a possibility, yeah. Okay, so this time, let's get rid of you, me.
Rigged, I should be.
And let's give away 500 MC. Hopefully you're around in chat or just not dicking around. And Locomiss is the winner. I know he was in chat before, so hopefully he stuck around to make some cash. And thanks, Odin. Thanks, Odin, for coming on super short minute to help me out here. Made things a lot easier.
Is there any other way with these cards? Well, I appreciate being on. I like cards.
Well, I know, what's his name? Dan Airwalker had a solo stream today, and he said it was exhausting. So I was like, I probably don't want to do this by myself, so...
I must admit, the matches where you couldn't be there, the moments tired. Especially, I had a ridiculous day yesterday. I'm still exhausted.
Oh, that's good. So yeah,
anyway,
Clan Widowmaker winning it by 4-1, 1575 rep over 400 for the sloppy 40 seconds. That might be incorrect. I can't remember 3 bonus, top 3 bonus, but whatever.
Even assuming that's a little incorrect, where does that put Widowmakers going forward? Because they're kind of neck and neck with Eyes. I think that means they win the division. Unfortunately, Eyes had rep penalties because everyone is apparently sustained eye contact.
Well, that puts Clan Widowmaker way above because they were only a difference of 375 reps. So.
Well, congrats to them.
That is it. Congrats to them for making first place.
Alright, I'm out. Good casting with you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. See you later, Space Cowboys.
User left your channel.